Hello everyone, this is Aastha Dhami from any news channel, and today we have with us Aastha Dhami, who's a very successful YouTuber. She just reached the huge milestone of gaining 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I'm just gonna quickly interview her because she doesn't have much time, she is very busy. So anyways, Aastha, what's the secret behind your success?
Thank you for having me. My success, I will give the whole credit to myself because I'm so hardworking. It's a huge milestone on YouTube, as we all know. So yeah, the whole credit I will give it to myself. Thank you. Any further questions?
Welcome back to my channel. Enough of the act. Let's jump into some real questions that some real people asked me. So the first question is, when you learned editing and which software you use? The software that I use is Final Cut Pro, and when you learned editing, I would say last year in December I gave myself 3 weeks or 4 weeks to learn editing. I mean, I was not learning using any training or any online class. I was just going through YouTube videos and learning whatever I found interesting and that I wanted to incorporate in my videos. In December only, I was trying to edit my first YouTube video, which was like a room transformation. So whatever I was learning, I was trying to incorporate it in my video at that time. So ever since then, I have always made sure to take some time out and learn something new in editing. I mean, it's just that I like doing it, that's why I do it. And yeah, I don't think I am that amazing at it. I just am okay for YouTube, I guess. Moving on, the next question is how your life changed from being a student in 4th year of your college and then becoming an employee. It changed a lot. I was a day scholar. I used to go to college from my home, and when I became an employee, I was living first time independently away from my parents in my lifetime, which was exciting, a little bit scary, but I liked it, I mean, I liked paying my own bill. I liked the salary that I was getting paid at the end of every month. It wasn't much, but I liked the struggle to survive with that money for a month and do things that I wanted to do. I liked not asking my parents to go out or have night outs, things like that. I mean, it was fun, I would say. But there are some parts of being an employee, like actual work, the work pressure, which wasn't a lot, but I'm the kind of person who overthinks a lot or like takes little things very seriously. So even if there was no pressure, I used to create pressure on myself. I don't know why initially I used to think a lot that I would get fired. But let's move on to the next question, which is, if you were not in IT field, who would you like to be? I always wanted to be a writer, so maybe a writer, but I don't know. Maybe a writer though. So Vita asks, how do I remain positive and calm most of the times? So first of all, I am not the most positive and calm person that you will meet. My friends will vouch for that. The thing is, I always stop myself whenever I get any thoughts that makes me anxious. For example, you would know that I am not right now currently active on Instagram. It was because it was making me too anxious, and I just realized it. The fire alarms were going on and I realized it and I uninstalled it. So I couldn't find any other way, so I just uninstalled it. So what I think I do basically is, when I get bothered about something, I try to cut that thing out of my life. It can be anything, that thought, like the source through which it is reaching me, I think it's the need of the hour, because I can spend days, and I have spent days thinking about the negative, or what will happen, what's happening, where is my life going, what's the point of all this. I do think about all that, and it gets me restless. The thing that I mostly do is I just sleep for some time. I take a nap. I wake up with a clearer mind whenever I do that, and I try to take it slow. Books helps, lighting a candle helps, sometimes taking a long shower helps, doing anything to give myself time, because all the times that I feel a little restlessness, I just acknowledge that. I think that's the main thing. You just acknowledge it and then take some time out for yourself. Realize that you need to give yourself time. So I think that would answer your question. So Haroon Rashid asks, make a video about your likes, dislikes, your hobbies, and how you spend your weekend. One thing that I dislike a lot are wet slippers. I know it's very random, but that's the only thing that I can come up right now. I just don't like the feeling of wet slippers on my feet. So I know, very random. And my hobbies, I have a lot of hobbies. Sometimes I get confused when I have time, that what should I do, like which hobby shall I pursue, because I like painting, I like drawing, I like writing, I like reading. I'm not good at any of those, okay? I am just okay. I like making videos, so I have a lot of hobbies, yeah. How do you spend your weekend? So nowadays I'm making videos. So from Monday to Friday I have my office, and Saturday, Sunday I give full to my YouTube. I shoot a video, I edit it, I make the description, do that little keyword research if I could, and then schedule it so that the next week from Monday to Friday I don't have to worry about the YouTube thing. Hey Aastha, I hope your social media detox worked for you. Yeah, it is working. It's in the process. So yeah, thank you for asking. Here are some questions that I would like you to talk about. What did you want to do when you were growing up? First question. I wanted to do a lot of things. As I already mentioned, wanted to be a doctor, wanted to be an air hostess, then wanted to get into army. So yeah, my career goals were never fixed. I used to hate this question in school, because teachers used to ask you to introduce yourself, and you have to tell people that what's your goal. And I used to always hate that because I was never sure of my goal. So yeah, what is one thing that happened to you and changed your life? I think one thing that has changed my life is when I took science in my 11th class. That has completely changed my life. I could have been an art student, but I'm not. What is one thing you would like to change about yourself, and why? Actually, there are two things that I want to change about myself. First is I get jealous a lot. For example, if someone is making a video like me but they are getting more likes, I'll get jealous very easily. So not in a way that I would want them to not get likes, but in a way like, why didn't I get it? Like, I hope I'm making sense. So the second thing that I want to change is this only, because ultimately I put the blame on myself. I would say that, you are the reason that this is happening. You did not give your 100%. So I'm constantly putting myself down, which I hate about myself. And she is really happy that I got 4K subscribers. So thank you, Anjali. And she asks, how do you set your boundaries? How is that you manage your time? So set boundaries, I think you are trying to talk about the work-life balance kind of boundary. So if you mean that, I think I am very clear about one thing, that only Monday to Fridays I have to work, and Saturday and Sunday I have full on given to create videos or do something creative. So this has been there since forever. I mean, Saturday and Sundays I rest. I just don't think about office at all. Sometimes I can't help myself and I do ultimately, but most times I stop there and just I take some time off. How is that you manage your time? I am not very good at managing my time. I just do whatever I feel like doing. So other than that, I don't have routines set. They change a lot even if I set them. So yeah, before Corona, before the lockdown, I did have a very set routine, but things are going so slow and like everything is so weird that I don't know, I never got back to a routine. I try to set them, but then I don't follow it. So even that is one bad thing about me. I want to change that. I want to set routines. How is your work balance currently? Work-life balance currently? It's not as good as in my day in my life in the software engineer video, where people just trolled me so much for logging off at 6:45. So good news for you guys, I don't log off at 6:45 anymore. Sometimes I stay really late. So yeah, and I do not log in at 11:45. So be happy about that also. Nowadays I log in by 10, sometimes at 9 also, but mostly by 10 I am logged in because my stand-ups are now at 10:45. So yeah. So Vaishnavi wants to know some great quotes that have inspired me. So the quote that has inspired me a lot this year, you will find it on my Instagram bio. It's don't waste another year doing the same shit. It just made sense to me. I read this last year around November, December only, when I first started making the YouTube video, my first YouTube video. So this quote is pretty simple, but I don't know what was it. I was lying in my bed, I was scrolling through Pinterest when I saw it, and it just made sense to me that I am doing the same shit all over again every year, and let's do something different. So I started creating YouTube videos. So I think, yeah, that's one quote that has inspired me. Otherwise, I really like this quote by Emily Dickinson. She's my favorite poet. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. So the quote is pretty simple, but for me, I have a different perspective about it. I think it's not just from breaking hearts, but if I do anything kind, anything good, anything positive, even the smallest thing, it will have an impact. Like, it won't be in vain. So that makes me want to do good things. So yeah. What's your vision of being a software developer, and what's your exit strategy being a monthly salary person down the road of 10 years? So first, let's answer, did you find your niche? No, I have not. You will realize it if you go to my YouTube videos section. I have made videos about everything. I am doing anything that I like doing. So yeah, one thing that is sure is I don't want to make this channel just about computer science or software engineering, because I wanted to make this channel a little more creative. So I will post those videos, but that's not like 100% of my niche. That I'm clear about, but what's exactly my niche? I don't know. I hope to find that out soon, because I see how not having a niche can affect your channel. So yeah. What's your vision of being a software developer? So let me be honest, you guys. I was never sure that I wanted to be a software engineer. I never had this goal that I wanted to be a software engineer. I was going with the flow. I am not kidding, and I'm not proud of it. In my college days, I was second guessing studying computer science. I was not so sure about it. I was not so confident about it. I thought I was doing a huge mistake, and then I got placed in Infosys and Wipro, both companies, and I made a decision to join Infosys because I knew they gave nice training, and I was still going on because one part of my brain was not so sure and I wanted to quit. I wanted to do something else, but I didn't know what to do. So it was, I think, in 2018 that I actually started enjoying, you know, the work that I was getting. I was trying to go into the code, learn more about it, learn about more technologies when I took this initiative to make myself better at this. So before that, I was very confused. I have been confused like my whole life, but now I'm sure that this is something that I can do, and I do have a creative side. I acknowledge that, and I think YouTube can be the outlet for that part of my life. So yeah. And what's your exit strategy? Well, my exit strategy has always been writing a blockbuster novel. In my head, I always imagined that I will write one day a book so great that I would not need any 9 to 5 job after that for surviving. But considering that I do not write even 1 page a day, that I haven't written since a long time, I don't know how well that's gonna turn out. So I might start looking into other exit strategies, or I might never exit. Studies, relationship status, and about your dog. So my studies, I have done BTech, computer science. And about my dog is a little bit of German Shepherd and a little bit of Indian breed dog. So we call him Cooper. He's the cutest and the most friendly dog you will ever see. He never barks at anyone ever except cows. So yeah. About my relationship status, I am seeing someone. So yeah. Some good book recommendations, and again, the guy says that he wants to know some fiction books which have only 200 and 300 pages. So as I said, Diary of a Young Girl, it has only 280 pages. Yeah, 280 pages, and it's great to read. Also, if you haven't read this one. This is also like 300 pages. Moth Smoke. It is a very easy read. I think anyone can read this, and it's really nice. So yeah. Color Purple, as I already said. Color Purple, 261 pages. Read this. I think a lot of people are asking me about book recommendation. I should do one more book video. What do you think? Do let me know down in the comment section. Talking like an OG YouTuber. And then Siddharth has left some good questions. So first is happiest moment in my life when I got selected for Infosys and Wipro. That was happy because I thought I wasn't that good enough and that I will not get any placements. So that was a surprise and something that made me really happy. And yeah, getting monetized was also a happy moment in my life. Dream country, India. But dream country as in where I want to live. If that's the question, then maybe France. I'm learning French, so that will tell you a little bit about me, that I am a little bit fascinated by French lifestyle, especially living in Paris, you know, walking down the streets of Paris wearing something that an OG French girl would wear, and buying a croissant from a local bakery in French, and the Eiffel Tower in the background. So that's how I imagine in my head that someday I will do that. Let's see how that works. Guilty pleasures. Yeah, I love reading sad quotes. I don't know why I do that, but I do that a lot. And when I do this, especially when I'm sad. So if I'm sad, I try to be sadder. I don't know if that's even a word, but you get it. I will switch off the lights and just scroll Pinterest, write like sad quotes, something like that, and just keep reading them and consume it. I do not recommend it to anyone. I am not proud of it, but it's a guilty pleasure. So any insecurities? Yes, I do have. I always feel like I'm not good enough at my technical front, which makes me very insecure at office. I mean, even if I have a good idea, even if I'm right, I am a little not so confident. I would say I'm not so confident about putting my ideas in the technical front. So I'm insecure about that. I'm working on it. So don't worry, your girl is working on it. Craziest thing you did in school or college? I haven't done anything crazy, trust me. I have been the most sincere girl. I always completed my homework or like the practical notebook, the diagrams or whatever that tasks that were assigned to us by our teachers on time. I have been part of mass bunks. So that's the craziest thing that I have done and nothing else. So my favorite quote is "Breathing dreams like air." It's by F. Scott Fitzgerald. It was in the book Great Gatsby. I remember this was written in a sentence, like it was in the end of the pages, but it was something, this phrase, not the whole quote. The whole quote is something different. I remember it's about something different altogether, but this phrase is what describes me. And with that, I would like to end the video and say thank you very much for watching this, for watching me blabber for so long. Means a lot. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Till then, stay safe and yeah, bye.
Da 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 da.